For the remainder of the year, the releases really start to get spicy. First, with the Creatures line, which started with Species 1. The dudes seen in the set of 6 are unlike anything we've witnessed prior. Despite their radically different size and appearance, these 6 monsters are dudes and are still meant to represent fingers, believe it or not. This is proven with their designs continuing to incorporate fingernails. The creatures are also notable for being included in the dude numbering system. Spin-off series like these typically aren't, but for one reason or another, all creatures are counted in the list. Not only are these the first finger-based dudes to feature arms, but their arms are rather complex, with them allowing for articulated movement. Despite this, all dude spin-offs are considered outside of the generational eras. To match with the creatures' designs, Tech Deck decided to give the figures unique themed boards, complete with new textured borders. Initially, when the creatures were announced in an X Concepts employee catalog, they were shown with these different names and designs. It appears originally they were going for an even more finger-like look. These were thought to only exist via concept art until designer Jeff Batson revealed that the dudes did make it to the prototype phase, with proof in the form of a real-life Clobster. Not only that, Jeff is also in possession of this custom Rodney, who appears to have been a potential prototype model for the planned creature Orcus. With both of these coming from a certified original designer, the likelihood of others like them existing is quite high. Jeff is also responsible for the reveal of the unreleased Species 1 Mutated series, which looked to be simply an in-universe way of releasing creature variants. Nowhere online is mention of this obscure release. The only proof of these 6 planned variants exists through these handful of figures and a single card back denoting the appearance of everyone in the set. Another 2002 line similar to the creatures came in the form of Grim Dudes, aka Storybooks Gone Wrong. The sets this time are called Chapters, with this first chapter again including 6 figures. The gimmick this time around was each dude would be a twist on a well-known Grimm Brothers-like story. References here include the Big Bad Wolf and 3 Little Pigs, the Tooth Fairy, Humpty Dumpty, Prince Charming, and Peter Cottontail. As you can see, the names are also meant to be a spin on each one of those stories. Unlike the creatures with their more traditional bios, all Grimm characters are instead given a small paragraph of lore which ties together all 6 dudes in the set. When it comes to the designs, they are not finger themed and instead just aimed at being grotesque versions of their storybook counterparts, with some of their designs, namely 3 Pig, being rather intense for a kid's toy. 2003 was the year the creatures returned to shelves with their Species 2 release of 6 more figures. Despite their extreme vibe departure from the traditional dude look, the creatures remain fingers, with each one of their designs still incorporating a fingernail indentation on the back of their head. Seen within this batch of disgusting dudes is a H.P. Lovecraft nod, a very bizarre Quasimodo parody, more unique boards, a detachable weapon, and an inaccurate color card back. Similar to all dude spin-off figures, they're some of the most coveted collectibles, none more than the prototype Pam. Originally seen as concept art is this bikini variant of the Bug-Eyed Beast. Only later were images found of the figure in 3-dimensional form. The change made from prototype to official release is not at all surprising given, again, the age demographic of the dudes. The creature's lore gets even crazier when looking into the planned 3rd Species release, only viewable on an archived version of the original Sculptor's website. That sculptor being Ralph Cordero of Toxic Mom Studios. These 6 figures right here appear to have been planned for a future release but were cancelled for unknown reasons. In terms of design, these appear to be some of the most complex ever seen, with one character boasting up to 10 articulated joints. Through the few existing images available online, we can see the continuation of the fingernail gimmick despite not even loosely resembling fingers. Information on these is sparse, but we do know Muck was intended to be a dude literally made of shit. Tech Deck's gross out era continues with the Grim Dude follow-up release of Chapter 2, which brings us 6 new fairy tale interpretations. This time around, we have references to Cinderella, Johnny Appleseed, Tweedledee and Dum, Pinocchio, Red Riding Hood, and the 3 Blind Mice, in the form of one of the most horrifying dudes ever released. Not only are these highly detailed figures beyond cool, the boards they ride on are easily the craziest scene in the whole Dude series. Grimm Chapter 2 surprisingly does not feature the Tech Deck Dude logo, causing some collectors to call into question if they should be counted as legit. But who are we kidding? Dudes are mentioned in the small print, and leaving the logo off the front was a decision likely made for them to stand more on their own. Though that choice is what likely led to the Grimm line never receiving a third official release. That doesn't mean one wasn't planned though. Seen on the Flickr page of the original concept designer are images showcasing the unreleased, likely third chapter in the Grimm series. Sadly, only photos of 3 of the likely 6-figure set have been found, with the third character found from a background image seen on a Toxic Mom Studios website archive. Given the artist connection and photoshoot similarity, these are very likely from Toxic Mom and are Grimm related, with one being an obvious tortoise in the hare reference. It is unclear what stories/fairy tale the other characters are meant to represent, but we do know the planned name for this guy was Big Hand. Breaking news. Further information on Grimm Chapter 3 has been brought to us by again designer Cheeto Arellano. With the images he was able to provide, we now know the entire Chapter 3 character lineup, including the tortoise and the hare, now split, and the speculated lamb-like figure, now confirmed as Little Bo Peep, in addition to references to the Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter, and the Ugly Duckling. Turns out Big Hand was just a false lead. In addition to final looking models, we see an early sculpt sheet with text proving what we thought all along.